Welcome back to Ottawa Experts. We are going to discuss some party do's and don'ts. Are we ready, ladies?
We're ready.
All right, here we go. Question number 1, anticipate extra guests. Is that a do or a don't?
Well, I do.
Yes, we always plan for, there's always a percentage of overage because people will RSVP and not show up, and sometimes they will show up when they have an RSVP.
And there's nothing worse than running out of food, drinks, or whatever.
Yeah, and you want to be flexible. Like if somebody calls and says, hey, so-and-so's come in from out of town, can we bring them? Of course. You know, you just, at a point, you just want to be laid back about it.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Okay, so number 2, oblige your guests to turn off their cell phones. How do we feel about this one?
Well, in the corporate world, you know, it used to be, it depends on the nature of the event, but more often than not now, guests are actually encouraged to keep their phones on, to keep in touch with social media and tweet about the events and upload pictures and so on and so forth.
Hashtags.
So the hashtags.
I think every wedding has a hashtag now.
Yeah.
Number 3, hand out party favors.
Okay.
Mary's like, no.
I have a problem with that. Really?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know people do it, but it sends me over the edge. The favor was walking in my door and enjoying my company and my food and my drink.
Yeah.
I used to have a problem with that, like when my kids were little.
Yeah.
And I can remember, okay, I'm taking up too much airtime on this, but it's like, I have a problem with this.
Let it out,
I remember sitting with a group of moms and talking about, one of my kids' birthday parties, and they're like, where did you get your loot bag stuff? Are you, and what do you got in it? Because I did this. It was like, I felt like it was a competition. And that right then and there, I'm like, yeah, we actually don't do loot bags. So I would do like one thing, like a really cute cookie or something like that. But oh my goodness, yeah, I'm not a big party favorite.
Not a fan.
No.
What about in the corporate world?
No.
Like, I mean, pens and no.
No, again, it depends on the nature of the event.
Yeah.
But yes, companies are getting away from all that swag, the pens and the mugs and all the rest of it. The trends really are to give back to local community, give back to charities.
Definitely.
So the money that they would normally spend on promotional pens and mugs and the traditional giveaways, they'll take that money and give it back to children's
So we can
breakfast
agree.
program.
It's a don't.
I think, good. Yeah,
It's a don't.
I'm so glad I'm so happy you said that.
Yay. Okay, number 4, making more than enough ice is a do. Is infusing items like fruit in the ice cubes a don't?
Oh, I kind of like it.
See, yeah, you like it?
I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I think it's cute.
You don't think it's a don't?
Why would it be a don't? Why is that a don't? Do you think it's a don't?
Well, in the corporate world,
Snacking?
well, we have, water stations that are infused with fruit,
Yeah.
but I don't know
Yes, that's
about
nice.
ice.
Well, you do. I think it's fun.
It is fun.
Do you know
It
what?
is.
To be honest with you, like, I don't know if you're seeing this, and so I'm not an event. I'm not doing what Carol's doing, right? We're talking home entertaining here, and retro parties. That vintage vibe is so popular right now.
Oh my goodness.
So the old ice ring that you do in your bunt pan, and then you put the
Yes, that
fruits
is
in there
very
in the punch
popular.
bowl. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big deal right now. That sort of thing is very popular.
Wow.
Infuse
I
that
like
fruit
that.
in the ice. Oh yeah.
Okay, next, keep hors d'oeuvres to one bite.
Oh yeah.
I mean, nobody likes to talk with a mouthful, right?
No.
Yeah. So that's a do. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
tricky one.
It's a don't in the corporate world, because if it's a welcome reception, it's a cocktail reception, depending on the length of the reception and the fact that the alcohol is being served. Is it replacing a meal? Then it's a certain number of pieces per person. If it's just an hour reception, it's a certain number of people, but not one. I
Okay.
can tell you that.
Well, I think you're talking about just the one bite,
Yes.
pop it in your mouth thing,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you're not like biting and
no,
then,
we don't
with
yeah.
fork and
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
just bite
yes,
size.
bite size. No sauces,
no
no
sauce,
forks,
no
no.
dips.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can agree on that. Experiment with your guests. Do or don't try new recipes. She's gonna say do, right? No? You're gonna say don't?
Well, I sort of have a bit of a rule for home entertaining. You basically stick with what you know and stick with what you do well, because it goes back to our the host needs to be comfortable. You know,
That's
no, you should not be trying.
Don't be stressed.
Try one new thing maybe, but no, it's a big party or even a dinner party. It's just not the time to get creative because you're going to be stuck in that kitchen more than you should be.
How do you feel, Carol?
Yeah, well, again, when you're dealing with larger groups, you know, there's a lot of food allergies and food restrictions, and so, you know, you can only get creative to a certain degree. You know, the ingredients remain the same. It's presentation perhaps that changes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Next, allow your guests to help with cleanup. Is that a do or a don't?
No, that's a don't.
Mary's like, I don't even want to clean up.
I'm not cleaning up at your house. Don't clean up at my. Oh yeah, they're a big help.
So don't. No.
No.
Like if they start cleaning up, just tell them, you know what, enjoy the party. I'm not even cleaning up.
Well, this is a funny thing with my husband and I because he's way tidier than I am, you know. So I'll be like, sitting, having a great time with my guests, and he'll be like ready to clean up, you know. And
he's practical. He cleans as you go.
Yeah, like, and that just sends me over the edge because the cleaning can wait until the morning. It really can. And I know people can't stand coming down to a dirty kitchen, but just enjoy your guests and let it be. And no, we don't want people cleaning up while we're entertaining them.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So we agree.
We should have a party together.
Yeah, we
That's
should.
a don't.
I'll bring the furniture.
Oh, beautiful. There you go. Okay, thank you notes. Are those a don't? Do or don't? Thank you notes.
You guys are looking at me.
Well,
I'm the hard one, right? I'm the hard nose.
Well, in the corporate world, again, it's very different than a
different.
home
Yeah.
party,
Yeah.
right? So, and there's like, do people handwrite notes anymore?
Some people.
Some people do, and you know, it always and that's lovely. Like that is really nice.
It
But
is.
to be honest with you, if I've had you over, email me the next day and tell me how great it was, or text me whatever. I do not expect a handwritten.
No.
Formality. We need to do away with formality in the world. It's just
It's just so much more convenient to text or to email you, right?
and it's quick. It's
It's
just
thought.
as thoughtful. Yeah, it's really, you know.
So you won't be offended if you don't get a thank you note.
No. Would you?
No.
No.
Okay, our next question. Ask your host what you can bring to the party. Is that a do or a don't?
I think that's a do.
I mean, of course, if it's Lulu Lounge, so we ask Carol, like, Carol, can you help us with some furniture?
Right.
Well, everybody does it. It's not a don't, but it depends on the host, right? Because some people, you know, I'm pretty funny because if you're coming to my house, I've got it under control. Thanks, I don't need a thing. And I'm probably not going to call and
But do
say.
you appreciate somebody calling and saying,
I don't
Mary,
care.
what can I bring?
No, because you have the party under control,
Yeah.
really, let's face it, you know? So it's a nice thing to do, but usually when you're hosting an event, you have it pretty well under control. I love when somebody calls within the hour. One of my friends will text and say, do you need me to get anything? And you're always,
Oh,
you
that
know,
is
it'll be
nice.
like,
Ice
yeah, I
or-
need some Perrier, I need ice, I need lemons. The little things that you went, oh, I forgot. And it's going to be things like ice, lemons, you know, just the smaller little details that you kind of are pulling things together and see. I love when people do that. The hour before the party starts, do you need me to run out and grab anything for you?
Because more likely than not, there is going to be something.
At that time, I usually can think of something I need.
Okay, well, that's great. Next question. If gifting flowers, send them as early as possible the day of the party. That way the guest can incorporate them, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like
That's a
that?
big,
Don't
yeah.
bring the flowers with you, send them ahead of time so that, yeah, you can use them.
And that's where you can get into that, what can I bring, you know, and say, you know, what's your color scheme? What are you going for? I'd like to send an arrangement so that the host is prepared ahead of time, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So that's a do.
That's a do.
Awesome. Use social media to promote your event and or send invites. Because you
Oh.
can send invites, I mean, via Facebook,
Oh,
on
okay.
Twitter, tag people. How do you feel about that?
You know, again, for me with the events, it all depends on the corporate culture.
Okay.
There are some events where they will, companies will allow you to tweet and they want the social media, and then there's other companies that are very private, high security. We have faced situations like that where you cannot tweet, you cannot take pictures, can't post anything because of the nature of the company. So it really all depends on the group.
Yeah, and even with a home party, some people don't want. I don't think I'd be comfortable if I had people in my home tweeting about, oh, she's serving this, or I would not like that.
Yeah. You
no,
want it
I
to be
wouldn't.
intimate and personal
Yeah,
and
yeah.
private.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a don't. Next question, do or don't remove everything from your kitchen counter when you're hosting a party? I mean, you want it to look clean, but I mean, you don't want it to look not lived in, right? So you want things on the counter is what you're saying.
I'm trying to think.
Carol,
Like,
what do you
are you
think?
talking like your
Like you're hosting
canisters and stuff like clean your
everything, clear out the counters, make it look clean.
Well, sure, if you've got the space. I mean, clean is nice. It is,
Yeah.
but yeah,
But it's
I
not
guess.
horrible to leave your spices out and
Well, nothing's horrible. It's horrible to judge people for having stuff on their counter.
Yes,
To me,
that's
that's horrible, So
Yeah.
it's, if you've
Take it
got
or
the
leave it as
space,
it is.
I will do that. Like, if I'm having a big party and I'm using my countertop as, where your charcuterie platter goes and whatever, then I do clean out the space because I like that look. But it's just, it appeals to my eye. It's definitely not because of my guests, that's.
yeah, okay. So it's up to them.
I
Whatever they're comfortable with. If they want it to be all out, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you guys feel about mixing highs and lows? Like, can we use paper plates and maybe some china cutlery, or no? You either go high. You say no. So stick to high or stick to low.
I stick to high if you're going to do, again, it's all setting the tone for the event. So
Yes.
if you've got paper plates and disposable cups, it's sending one message, and then if you've got china and glassware, it's another message. I wouldn't mix the two.
Okay. Our last question before we head to break. Potlucks are a great way to share the cost as well as the work. Do or don't potlucks? They both get really quiet. It makes me nervous.
You don't want to be offensive to anybody who loves them.
There's a time and place for everything.
Okay.
It depends again on the nature of the event. If it's a gathering and everybody has to contribute, potluck can be lots of fun. It's but if you're entertaining a la Mary, I don't really.
I like that. A la Mary.
Here's what I think about potluck. Do you want to know what
Tell
I
us.
really
Tell
think
us
about a
what you think
potluck?
about potluck.
Make it a potluck, because a potluck is supposed to be a total potluck. Like, basically everybody so if you get 10 desserts, you get 10 desserts, So what I do, what I don't like is when somebody, I'm having a potluck, could you bring a main course? Could you bring, so-and-so's bringing, and it's
Don't
all
try to
prearranged.
control it.
Yeah, then
Let it be.
it's like, okay, you're having a party and you want everybody to bring something, fine, But that's not a potluck.
Yeah.
A potluck, so I had this potluck party one time, and it was just so fun because I made it a key party.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, because it was
Little
so
twist there.
70s.
Yeah.
So I had my bowl. Everybody was pretty nervous, including my husband. 'Cause
What's going on?
How does this work? But I mean, it was very tongue-in-cheek and fun, and everybody really played along with it, and it was really fun. And at the end of the day, everybody went home with their right key and
That's fun.
partner and whatever. But it
I
was
like
just
that.
it was fun. We played up the whole idea of that 70s potluck, and just a big free for all, and anything could happen, and it worked out beautifully, and it usually does, right?
Very fun.
Yeah.
And a great way to kind of throw a little twist
Yeah.
into potluck.
Yeah.
We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to discuss wedding planning, which is very exciting. So stay tuned. More on Ottawa Experts. That'll be fun.